Hello and welcome to Mpesa Reviews. Today we will take a look at the 2014 Nissan Tiida. We will have an in-depth look at all the important aspects of this car which you should know before you decide to go for this particular car. Before we start, as usual, I'll request you to consider subscribing to the channel if you find this helpful. The more the subscribers, the higher the chances that I may actually start driving these cars and giving you a very comprehensive review. You can also support the channel by donating. Your support will be much appreciated and will enable me to improve on the quality of these videos. So let's begin with the price of this car. With around 700,000 to around 950,000 Kenya shillings, you can get this car. It's actually not a bad value proposition. It's a very spacious saloon. Look at something like the 2014 Toyota Passo or Vitz, which are almost going for 850,000. It's quite a lot of money, yet they are not as practical as this Nissan Tiida. Toyota Belta, which is a direct competitor of this car, is not as spacious, so this Tiida is actually not as overpriced as some of the other smaller cars when you consider what it offers. Moving on to the insurance costs, the third party is 7,000 shillings per annum, while for the comprehensive insurance, the highest quotation I got was around 42,000 shillings per annum, while the lowest was around 31,000 shillings per annum, but on average it's around 35,000 shillings per annum. The amount you pay will depend on the value of your car. This is just to give you an idea of the premium you may be expected to pay for a 2014 Nissan Tiida. Let's now talk about the engine options. You can get this car with a 1.2 liter 3-cylinder petrol engine that produces around 78 horsepower and can propel this vehicle from 0 to 100 km per hour in around 13 seconds. Now, this engine is quite refined for a 3-cylinder. Without being told, it can be very difficult to detect that it is a 3-cylinder. It doesn't vibrate as you would expect a 3-cylinder engine to vibrate. What Nissan did is that they curbed vibration by placing weight on both sides of the crankshaft, and as a result the up and down movement of the typical 3-cylinder engine is reduced significantly. They also reduced this car's weight by around 70 kilograms, so even though it's a 3-cylinder engine, it doesn't feel so underpowered as you would expect. This car is only available in front-wheel drive, and as for the transmission, there are two options: a 5-speed manual or a CVT gearbox. This 1.2 liter engine can achieve a very impressive 22 kilometers per liter, although it still depends on how you drive. All variants come equipped with the idling stop feature to improve on the efficiency figures. Note, however, that if the car is loaded with 5 passengers and some luggage, then these efficiency figures may drop because the engine will now be working so hard to move all that weight. The fuel tank is 41 liters. Moving on to the ground clearance, with 2 or 3 people on board, it will just be fine, but with 5 and some luggage in the boot, then it may slightly scratch the underside of the car on some bumps or uneven road surfaces. In terms of the service costs, the minor service will cost about 8,000 shillings and it should be done after every 5,000 kilometers, while the major service will cost about 14,500 shillings and it should be done after 10,000 kilometers. As always, the amount you spend will depend on the quality of parts you go for, as well as where you service the car. As for the brakes, it gets front ventilated discs and drums at the back. Being a light car, the braking is okay. It really doesn't need discs at the back. The carb weight ranges between 1,206 kilograms to 1,257 kilograms. Some of the optional features you can get with this car include automatic AC, keyless entry and go, alloy wheels, rear lip spoiler and a reversing camera. So now let's talk a bit about the exterior of this car. What do you think? I think the previous generation looked better. This one looks big, especially the distance from the waistline to the roof. It looks taller, and that is definitely why it has good headroom in the interior. Overall, it doesn't look that bad. There are variants that have a body kit and a rear lip spoiler, and they look much better and sporty. Moving on into the interior, this is where this car shines. It is very spacious at both the front and back. More than enough leg, head and foot room at the back to accommodate 3 passengers. The seats get manual adjustments and are fairly comfortable. There is also a center armrest with 2 cup holders at the back. The dashboard design is quite simplistic. It's very functional but basic. There is no armrest in between the two front seats, but you get cup holders and a bit of storage. Some variants come with wood accents to make the interior look a bit premium. All the materials are made of plastic, which is not bad considering the price of the car. It's just a simple, affordable car for basic transportation. So there you have it. This is a very spacious car. It's also very fuel efficient to the point that it can shame some hybrid cars. So does this car have any shortcomings? Yes, it does. They are two and are both related to the transmission. The first one is that there may be a few seconds delay when you put the car from park to drive. You press on the accelerator and it takes a few seconds before it responds. If you are not keen enough, it may almost be imperceptible. This may be a sign that there is something wrong with the transmission, and if ignored, it may cause more damage in the near future. So before you buy the car, make sure you schedule a test drive and try to detect if there are any delays when you press on the accelerator. The second issue is with regard to the cooling system of the CVT. If you intend to use this car on long journeys, then it will be advisable to install an aftermarket transmission coolant. But if you just want to use it for short distances from home to work and back, then it will just be fine. Actually, this is not a car that is meant for long distances. Just drive it in a reasonable manner and it will just be as reliable as any other car. It can occasionally do long distances, say from Nairobi to Nakuru, but always make sure you stop to allow the engine and transmission to cool. So there you have it. Why pay 800,000 for a 2014 Toyota Passo or Vitz while you can get a bigger, more spacious car for the same amount or less? This car is a good value proposition. It's a simplistic and basic car, so for the most part it will be quite reliable. Let me know what you think about this car. I hope this has been helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this video. For any inquiries, feel free to reach me via email, WhatsApp or the comment section. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you in the next video.